Hey everybody, Christian here. We are ready to kind of sum up our experience with WrestleMania 42 and in whole encompass. Um I had to take an extra day or two to kind of digest everything, and of course, I wanted to see what direction they were going to go with on Raw after WrestleMania. So just very curious um what the new um what the future is going to look like with Roman Reigns being the headliner for the next few pay-per-views. At least I'm assuming the next few pay-per-views, but yeah, we'll go over that a little more as we go through kind of both lineups here. um I'm gonna try not to be so hung up on and try to make this a little shorter of a video, since it's mostly a whole WrestleMania review. Um, for those of you who haven't watched yet and want to know about where I am, my thoughts on NXT and kind of just overall perspective on the NXT landscape, go check out my last video on YouTube. It's there. Need some more views, honestly. But yeah, let's discuss WrestleMania. We'll start with night one. Night one, easily the worst night of the two. Honestly, when I looked at the cards, I thought maybe night one could be stronger than night two. Or at least I felt like I was more excited for night one over night two just a little more, but night two ended up being far more superior than night one. Um but yeah, let's discuss why that was the case. So first match we had the Vision, I Show Speed go against the Usos, LA Knight. This is more of a match to just kind of get the crowd woke up, get them get people excited, get them active. Honestly, um I didn't know what else to really expect out of this other than maybe the Vision just getting their asses handed to them. And I thought I Show Speed was going to get beat up a little more as well, with LA Knight tormenting him throughout the last couple weeks, but um now they decided to just have an overall fanfare on all over Logan Paul by having everyone beat the shit out of Logan Paul, which is fine. Who doesn't want that, in their day to day? So, but yeah, there really isn't much to write home about when it comes to this. Some of this match, it just kind of, it came, it went. There was I don't know if they plan on using I Show Speed beyond this. I'm good to see I Show Speed beat the crap out of Logan Paul. Everybody else did as well. Um but yeah, I just this match just didn't really do much else. It was obviously it got all these guys on the WrestleMania card. It gave them something to do, but this match was kind of forgettable, more or less. Um, and then we had John Cena. Um, he was the host of WrestleMania. Mentioned how he mentioned how he was picked to be the host because he was a polarizing build of Mania this year. I don't know why WWE feels the need to constantly make fun of the small internet community that is super hyper attentive on being the marks that they are, and trying to basically shit on WWE on every which way they can. And then WWE actually, they say they don't pay attention to the internet and to the smart marks online, but then they always do shit like this where uh, they clearly do pay attention to the smart marks online. And they come in and they make these little quips about just certain opinions and certain thoughts that people are having, and the casual fans not having these thoughts. It's only super hardcore fans like myself who may or may not be voicing their opinion online. Me, yeah, I thought Mania was going to be a little crazy of a build this year. They've had a lot of injuries, they've had a lot of weird booking decisions, both um they've had mix up in the creative room with Road Dogg leaving. They've had TKO basically inserting their perspective and their ideas in the mix. So like, yeah, there's been all sorts of craziness for the build, but no build can be perfect, unfortunately, and that's you gotta adjust, and that's what makes a company with a deep roster like this can easily adjust to figure out some sort of like great main event setup, because like honestly, without all the injuries, we would have never got CM Punk and Roman Reigns and the magic that was, and we'll discuss that in a bit. But yeah, so we had Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. Um, okay, I like how good this match made Jacob. Obviously, um, he basically came out like $1,000,000 in this match. Which is nice because of what happened on Raw, and we'll get to that in a bit. But like, my thing about this match did not feel that like it was an unsanctioned match, but like I hate when they put an unsanctioned label on a match and then you don't really get that unsanctioned feeling. Yeah, they fiddled around with the toolbox and they basically made a callback to Drew McIntyre's PTSD about dealing with toolboxes in hardcore matches, stuff like that. But like, um, I just I don't know, if you're not gonna go full out with like the blood and the hardcore aspect of an unsanctioned match, don't make an unsanctioned match. This was my argument here, and I was just very upset about that because I thought this was kind of meh. They gave it a B plus. Good for Bleacher Report. Me and Bleacher Report very much disagreed on quite a few things as I looked through this. Like they gave the first match a D. I thought it was fine, C level, but this was I thought this match was a little lackluster. I mean, it did the job. It made Fatu look like the man that could be going for the title next. But I just did not like, I wanted something more on the level that would, if I said this was unsanctioned, I could actually pull this up as an example. I can't. This match was really tame and I just wasn't a big fan of it. And I get, a match so early in the card. If there's, based on what happened later that night, I could see why they didn't want these two to go all out. But like, yeah, they mentioned that there was this match could have used some blood. Yeah, there was no blood. I mean, there was no real strong spots either. Like when I think like an unsanctioned match, I think Tommaso Ciampa, Giant Gargano, and NXT, and Ciampa using certain things that you wouldn't normally see in a wrestling match to defeat Giant Gargano. Like pulling out the mat off the apron and exposing the floor, the plank boards underneath, and then bumping Johnny onto the plank boards. Like that is different because you don't see that every day. And that is, it's, oh, you're taking that one step further. You didn't see that in this match, and that's again where I was kind of disappointed with this, because I thought this match was going to be good. I was looking forward to it, and I got treated with a bunch of meh. Um, and then we got the four-way women's tag titles, Irresistible Forces, defending against Flair Bliss, who isn't tired of that tag team yet, Bailey and Lyra, who also isn't tired of that tag team yet. And then Brie and her replacement for Nikki, we got Paige. All right, so I won't talk much about the match because the match literally was very forgettable. Um, Basically, the whole highlight was Paige. Obviously, she came back, um, showing off that she is here to stay. Apparently, she signed a new contract. Now she's tag champ with Brie. Um, I don't know what the purpose of her being in this was outside of they need a last minute replacement because Nikki was not cleared. Um, but yeah, I'm sure that Paige will find something to do once Nikki gets cleared and she is no longer a tag champion. But my thing is like, here's my thing about Paige slash Soraya. Okay. Obviously WWE didn't want her to wrestle years ago, says she wasn't cleared, she would never be cleared. They refused to let her work in the ring. She leaves the company after her contract runs out, goes to AEW to prove that she can wrestle. And she only wrestles handful of matches. She was on TV often enough, but she did not do anything on like in the ring hardly other outside of like a handful of matches. And one of those matches was her winning at Wembley Stadium for an all-in event. So like win the women's title. That's kind of what I meant. But yeah, like she had some big moments in AEW, but like they were so few and far, like it was a small sample size compared to what we were expecting when she signed with AEW and was like, I'm cleared to wrestle, bitches. I'm gonna work it in the ring, you know, and she just didn't really do as much as I thought she would. And eventually she just disappeared off TV again. And then she was eventually, I guess her contract ran out or whatever. And she just um, eventually found her way back to WWE, has been training, has been making sure that she's healthy and they cleared her to go now. She's able to wrestle in the ring. She didn't look that bad for the bit for the match that she worked here. Um she, Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing more Paige. Funny note, Paige is actually younger than the majority of the main roster of the women on the main roster right now. Like I'm thinking of all the like several different stars like Bailey, Io Sky, Charlotte, and Asuka, and quite a few others. A lot of these women are older than Bailey, or not Bailey, but are older than Paige. She's still young, and I had totally forgot she was so young when she won the Divas title back in the day. That it's just like it's crazy that she's the age that she is, and she still got, if she's healthy enough, has plenty of runway to be able to flesh out her career and actually do something with it, as opposed to just being this footnote within WWE history that she's always been. Um, with a lot of asterisks when it comes to other bullshit like the Del Rio situation. But yeah, I'm hoping they do more with her, but this is again uh travels back to another argument. I hope as I say, I hope they do more with her. I hope they just do more with the women's division in general. The women's division has been quite uneventful. It's been lacking in um compelling storylines, and we'll get to more of that. We'll explain more about that here in a moment, but like I just I don't understand why it is so hard to book the women uh, for the on the main roster when HBK has been killing it in NXT booking the women, and it's 50-50 booking practically with women and men on NXT on a weekly basis. Like, and the women shine. The women shine. It's not like it's you know, oh man, I'm treated to some shit wrestling because it's women. No, it's, women are kicking ass, and the women can perform pretty well. But I don't know if it's just like female to female storylines just don't work, or the casual audience is WWE afraid that the casual audience just aren't buying into like the storylines or creative for female to female feuding, or like I don't know. I just I just wish the women got more of a break on the main roster. Maybe we'll see it down the road, maybe. But yeah, I just feel like unless there's like a random surge of popularity, like a Becky Lynch or some other what have you, Bianca Belair thing, like I just feel like the women really have to do something crazy to break out, and it's only usually like one woman that like breaks out and does something crazy, and then they take notice, and then they try to make a main event with, they have that woman be the main event for however long, like whether it's a couple months, whatever. But like it, you know, you would think you would see Rhea main event a lot more, given her popularity and how high Triple H is on her. But the thing of it is, they just rather have the women open the shows as opposed to close the shows. I've seen that quite a bit. Like the women tend to open as opposed to closing, and I don't know if that's just a safety net, a safety net approach to booking, or if that's just gonna just be more or less routine going forward. But it's what I've noticed in the last several PLEs, and it's kind of annoying. I hope that the women at some point outside of an Evolution pay per view will main event again at some point. That'd be great. But it's just the women main eventing has been so few and far between on PLEs. It needs to happen a little more often. Um, Speaking of women, the Intercontinental Championship match: AJ Lee, Becky Lynch. Um, Lynch wins by giving all the crazy shenanigans that she does in the match to basically distract AJ and take advantage and get the win. Um, I don't know what the end game is with Becky Lynch and this title. Like, she's on what we all think is the last run of her career, and she's only going for the Intercontinental title. Like, it's so weird, you know? It's kind of like when John Cena went back and went after the US title after, like, being on top for so long, you know? It's kind of reminiscent of that. It was just like, why is John Cena going for the US title? I kind of feel the same way about Becky Lynch and the Intercontinental title. Like, it just, I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan, and just haven't been a big fan of this feud. I just wish this feud. I hope this feud's done. I really hope it's done. AJ Lee. It was nice that she won, but they didn't really do much with her having the title other than make, I think, one defense, maybe two. Not like I've been watching Raw every week, but like everyone knew that they were going to revert back to having this match at WrestleMania and then probably have Lynch go over. But I just, the entrances were kind of cool. Um, I don't know. I just wish they would do more with Becky Lynch. And also maybe quit making Becky heel. The biggest problem with Becky is I think she wants to be heel, but she is such a good baby face. and like naturally such a good baby face for people to get behind. And I think most people find it a little off-putting, kind of the same manner when Seth Rollins is heel. People find it a little off-putting just because it's like they try to be so over the top to be heel, and it's just you, it's hard to buy sometimes that the characters that they're trying to sell you is, you know, a character that they're that invested in. It's like they got to rehearse the character. They got to really put some mayo on that sandwich in order for you to in order for them to actually get you to eat it. I don't know. It's I'm just not I just want them to do more with Becky. I really do before she's no longer part of the company, you know? Before she moves on. And I mean, if she wants to put someone else over, drop the title, and then maybe get one more final run at the women's championship, that'd be all. I'd be all for that. But like here, it just feels like she's just a placeholder or just biding time here with the AJ Lee thing, and I don't know. I'm over it. Let's just move on. Seth Rollins Gunther. This was probably the best match of night one. If I had to pick the best match of night one, this was the best match of night one. Um, but yeah, like it just it was an interesting match having Gunther's like style mixed with Rollins moment like building momentum paced style of match. Like it was kind of interesting. And I thought this match was actually better than it was probably meant to be, considering it was kind of just randomly put together. And I know that they're trying to work some sort of angle with the storyline in order to make this to justify having this match. Um, but I really did not appreciate Braun Breaker coming out and spearing Rollins and to basically make the to basically get the match decided upon. I wanted Gunther to actually beat Rollins clean and then have Breaker come out and spear Rollins. But of course they wanted to protect Rollins. Of course they would. Um, like to me, it's just Rollins is not. I think Gunther has exceeded a level that is matched or that should not be matched so easily. And I think him beating Rollins would have um put him in that stratosphere for sure. And then Braun Breaker could have speared him after. But yeah, just they decided to have it happen at to help make the match more decisive in that manner. But um I did think it was funny the announce tables did not want to break no matter what Rollins and Gunther tried to do to them. They were trying to slam each other on, they were trying to throw each other, and God, though they did not want to break. Um but yeah, good to see Braun Breaker back. And I'm curious as to how how they're gonna pick up the vision and get the vision going post WrestleMania. And kind of the effort that they're gonna go through with that. I will say, hopefully, this is the end of the Black Mask era of Seth Rollins because that whole thing was just kind of meh. Wasn't a big fan of that whole thing, and I thought it was just lazy creative. Um, So yeah, hopefully we move on from that. Women's World Championship match. We have Stephanie Vakir defending against Liv Morgan. This was this match pretty much did exactly what it needed to do, and that was to make Liv the the queen pin of Monday Night Raw in the women's division. I say the queen pin because she is the leader of Judgment Day, given the fallout with Finn Balor. Um, and I honestly I thought this match would be a little more back and forth. Like I thought this match would be a little longer, and it was. It was actually kind of quick. I guess both. Well, I mean, everyone knew Liv Morgan was kind of coming into this match a bit banged up from the accident from the other week. I guess Stephanie Vakir's been also a bit banged up as well, and they didn't want to have these ladies wrestling for super long. And given the schmosh fest at the end of the match was, it's fine that the match wasn't super long, anyways. Um, Kind of figured they were gonna pull the belt off Stephanie Vakir because, in all honesty, her title reign has kind of been very lackluster. And a lot of that, again, has to do with the creative and the booking of the women's division. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I think they are relying on the women to propel themselves into stardom somehow, and then they will follow creative based on that. But instead of but if that doesn't happen after they like say put the rocket on somebody, then the creative gets pretty stagnant and doesn't really like no one gets over. Like, you know what I mean? No one's getting over here. Like Stephanie had what a match against Nikki Bella, a match against Raquel Rodriguez. There's a couple other like I think there might have been some other stuff, but I think those were the main things. But the problem is like these feuds aren't really doing anything too different from one another when it came to Stephanie Vakir. It was just like the women were jealous that she just shot to the top so quickly, and why does she deserve to be the champion? Rah rah rah, she needs to be taken down a peg. Rah rah rah. And it just I I know that Stephanie and Liv had a little more like vigor and oil in their feud here compared to what else Stephanie had done prior, but like I just again I'm still complaining that they are just not giving the women the time of day or the full creative that they are giving the men. Just please, I want to see something good. Like I get it. Like okay, you put the title on Liv. Like I want to see a lot of Liv. Okay, going forward, I want to see her actually shown like a top champion. You have no problem showing off CM Punk for minutes and week to week to week. You're gonna have no problem showing off Roman Reigns for minutes long, week to week to week to week. You have no problem showing off Cody Rhodes minutes long, week to week to week to week. Let that happen for some of these females, okay? Let these females drive the show every once in a while. They can do it. They can do it, but they just don't. They put them in stupid segments or throwaway segments. That's actually what they are. They're throwaway segments to get. Well, we just want to get through this week. That's the attitude, and it's terrible. I just don't know why not ever like I get that sometimes creative is just bad, but I don't know why we just immediately go to bad creative just because you don't feel like putting enough energy to give everyone halfway, half-ass creative or decent creative. Just I don't know. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's move on. Um, yeah, so John Cena came out, announced the attendance. And then Bianca Belair came out. I was like, oh, please tell me she's not retiring. Because that seriously, that was the first thought in my mind. I'm like, oh my god, her finger's not getting any better. She's retiring. Well, not quite. She is with child. She is pregnant and is gonna be off for the foreseeable future because of said pregnancy. She looked like she was about 5 months in. Um, I want to say about 5 months. I'm no expert, but I want to say about 4 or 5 months. Um, and yeah, she looked beautiful. She was great. Um, yeah, I will admit it. I thought Montez would be out here for this, but yeah, Montez, it was just her. So yeah, that was it was nice to, you know, just nice good news. I would love to see her back in the ring at some point. Miss us. I miss some Bianca Belair. All right, now the clusterfuck that is the WWE Championship. The Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. Where do I start with this match? This match was a clusterfuck. They come out and you got McAfee running his mouth, hyping Orton, people booing. And then there was the immediate brawl after he blasts Cody with the mic, which then leads to McAfee getting beat up, and then Jelly Roll just showing up and diving on top of an announce table to take out McAfee. So he gets stretchered out, which is nice. Um, so eventually, then like, okay, so I'm sitting there like, okay, so they took out McAfee, get rid of the TKO bullshit. Let's have us a nice, fun Cody Randy match. All of a sudden, Randy is selling all this random offense and looking like he's like got these pre-existing injuries that apparently people were saying that possibly were reporting that his back's been flaring up or he's been having some issues dealing with like nagging injuries, and Cody's targeting all these spots. And it's like, what is going on? Like, this match is like, it was just hard to tell. It's like, man, is Cody going heel with this match? Like, is Randy going face? What is going on? Like, I couldn't tell. Like, it looked like Randy might have been. I like it was Randy's good at selling, but like, there's some points I wonder. Is like, is Randy really kind of hurt? Like, I don't know. Like, there was some second guessing in this match. Um, Yeah, so like they said, what started with the heel Orton and a face Rhodes quickly shifted. Yeah, it just like all of a sudden it felt like Cody was the heel, Orton was the face. Um, but yeah, it was really weird. And then just the pacing and everything was just kind of weird. And then like there was a ref bump. Well, there wasn't a ref bump. Orton just RKO's the ref, just says, fuck it, RKO's the ref. Well, I think he was blinded by the blood in his eyes. Yeah, both these men were bleeding, by the way, which is why the unsanctioned match didn't have blood, by the way. Um, but yeah, Orton RKO's the ref. McAfee comes back down to the ring with a neck brace to try to officiate. Orton RKO's McAfee to basically remove his involvement. And basically, with all the distractions, Cody gets a crossroads and wins. Which therefore leads up to Orton punt kicking Rhodes very stiffly in the face. giving him um, a bad shot to the eye, where the eye was very swollen afterwards. The eye couldn't even open up. That's how bad the kick was. Um, or I should say, that's how rough the kick was. Um, yeah, this match was a shit show. Um, somehow, some way, Cody is still a face, even though I don't know, the psychology of this match just made no sense. But given how much TKO kind of interfered with this feud and kind of shoehorned McAfee in to kind of do what they wanted to do with this feud, it was all, everybody knew this was just gonna kind of suck in some way or another. Um, Apparently Michael Cole confirmed that his bromance with McAfee is over. I kind of missed that, but he was shitting on McAfee pretty badly. I think the funniest part of the night, probably the best part of the night, was when Randy Orton was coming down for his very long entrance. Um, he's about to go on the turnbuckle, and then McAfee decides to go on the other turnbuckle beside him. And as they do that, just commentary had been quiet for like the last several minutes during Orton's entrance, hadn't said a word. And then McAfee and Orton both get up at the same time, and fucking Michael Cole's like, oh my God. Just like, it's so candidly out of the blue after how quiet commentary had been. It just me and my girlfriend just started busting up laughing. Because, yeah, like, you could tell, like, there was some sense of pure annoyance with what's going on, and it was great. It was so great. Um I did like when McAfee got stretchered out, he did a thumbs up. He did a thumbs up, and everyone booed the shit out of the thumbs up, and he immediately turned it into the middle finger as he was getting stretchered out. You know, I will say the feud did not need McAfee, and I thought it was stupid that he was the guy talking to Randy Orton. But I do find McAfee entertaining. I just don't think this was where I wanted McAfee creatively. Um, because McAfee, as I said, he can get people, and he did. He got people riled up. People were invested. People cared, but people cared and were invested for all the wrong reasons. That's the problem. And I don't know what's going to happen with Cody going forward. He's all beat up. He was cut open on the back of his head, front of his head, eye swollen shut. Um, he may or may not have had a concussion. I don't know, but yeah, he got all fucked up from this whole thing. So I really don't know where the fallout for that's going to go, because I assume we'll see that on SmackDown this week. But yeah, overall, night one sucked ass. Just I don't even think there's a match I would tell anyone to go back and watch, because it just really, yeah, there was really nothing to really highlight about this fucking night. This night sucked. That said, let's go to night two. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi. Now, this match was exactly what it needed to be. It it showed, Lesnar being intimidated by Oba, because Oba is super strong. Lesnar's having a hard time like dealing with him. Lesnar got at some point some advantage over Femi, and then Femi rose up, overcame Lesnar, and then did his finisher on Lesnar and got the win. It was real quick, not a big um, not a super long match at all. It needed to be. It did what it needed to do. Oba Femi looked like $1 million out there, and Lesnar did a great job in doing that. But yeah, it was the weirdest thing because after Oba wins, you see Lesnar. He looks like he's getting a bit choked up in the ring. He's just sitting there. Next thing you know, he takes his gloves off, takes boots off, and Lesnar is retiring, or at least hinting that he's retiring. And he has a heartfelt moment with Heyman in the ring. He did one of these numbers to I think he really wanted to identify to people that he was literally impromptu right then and there calling it done. He's done. Like I think he's actually trying to make the decision that he's done. So we know Obafemi is going to be given quite a wide berth when it comes to like how well they're going to showcase him in the future, and you know he's gonna be a main eventer. That's no ifs ands buts about it. He's the man. This Lesnar deal though, is it really a retirement? Is it him? So there's two there's a couple train of couple trying to find the word for it. A couple of thoughts in my head. One, Gunther wants a favor from Heyman. I could see this being Lesnar wanting to retire. He tries to retire. Gunther basically storyline creatively is basically hounding and bothering Paul Heyman about the favor, and the favor being he wants Lesnar back in the ring against him for a match in SummerSlam, because that's going to be in Minnesota or whatever. And he retires Lesnar and at SummerSlam and gives Lesnar a proper retirement, because it's only proper that the ring general ends such a long legacy of a career. Um, so there's that train of thought. The other train of thought is that Lesnar just wanted to be done. And he wanted to basically do the job, put Oba over because he's a businessman. But part of me wonders if he does not want to be associated with the Gunther storyline where he's one of the many that Gunther retires. Maybe he actually feels like that Gunther doesn't deserve to be doesn't deserve to be retiring him. Like he wants to go out on his own terms. He just wants to call it right then and there. He's done. He sees the writing on the wall. If he sticks around, he's going to end up being fed to Gunther, and he doesn't want to be fed to Gunther. And Brock Lesnar's been selfish like this before throughout his career. I mean, the man's willing to do business, but he wants to do smart business, and he wants to do business that goes right by him. And I don't know if him just eventually retiring to Gunther is something that he is comfortable doing on his way out. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Um but yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, it's I don't know. It's an interesting uh scenario to see what the future holds for that. I don't know. But next we have the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. This was a pretty enjoyable ladder match. Usually I'm pretty over ladder matches at this point because they're so done to death at this point. But Penta, Javon, Rusev, JD, Ray, and Dragon Lee did a great job keeping this freshening up the ladder match a little bit at least, and having some fun spots that didn't necessarily always involve a ladder, you know. And I thought it was thought it was a good fun match. They had some pretty cool spots that I wasn't fully expecting, and it was, yeah, Penta had the cool Shao Kahn helmet, with the Mortal Kombat sponsored gear. It was cool. Rey Mysterio came out looking like Deadpool. Um, yeah, it was overall. This was a pretty enjoyable match. And Rusev, good to see Rusev get some love. Um, not surprised that they decided to keep the title on Penta. Penta's very hot right now, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with the Intercontinental title picture. Like, there's so many watchable mid carders right now that it's the mid card scene in WWE is at least there's enough awesome mid card talent to watch both Raw and SmackDown on a regular basis if you make the time for it. Not saying that it's always good to watch Raw and SmackDown, but at least it's not a bore fest or a skippable event because there is all this good main roster mid card talent that can't be showcased in the main event, but they can offer you a fun match here and there for the Intercontinental and US titles. So happy to see how awesome this match was received. It was a lot of fun to watch. Definitely this WrestleMania is already on a good strong footing. And we're moving on to Sami Zayn, Trick Williams. Trick Williams coming out wearing his Minx coat, but then like his Minx coat ends up having a huge ass tail, which is like he said it was like 80 pounds of fucking coat. I think that's what I read. But it he kept having to stop and stare back at it, like, because he said it was pretty fucking heavy. He wanted to make sure it was actually going to go all the way down the ramp. Um, but yeah, honestly, this match was pretty enjoyable. Sami Zayn is really fully embraced the heel. He is now he's now a heel. He really got tired of Lil Yachty. He got tired of Trick and his popularity. Um, and yeah, honestly, they went ahead and let Trick go over on Sammy. This match didn't overstay its welcome. And yeah, I was happy to see Trick get his on WrestleMania. Um, Trick is going to be one of the guys leading WWE in the future, just like Obafemi, Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes. Um, they're I'm sure there's someone else that can be like mentioned um in that core. Hopefully, maybe I mean he just debuted on Raw, but maybe we'll see more Ethan Page. Yeah, Ethan Page just debuted on Raw, which was awesome. I was happy to see Ethan Page. Um, but yeah, like all these guys that have been killing it in NXT the last few years, they're all on the main roster now, and they're all getting grabbing their spots, and it's super awesome. Um, yeah, you could tell the crowd was a little conflicted because the crowd loves his theme, Sami Zayn's theme, and even my girlfriend mentioned that his theme's awesome. But yeah, nobody wanted to. It was hard to like get into his theme because like he just he's been a he's had the personality of a wet towel, and everyone's tired of him. Like everybody wants to boo him. Like he's just not a likable character right now, and you gotta boo Sammy. Boo. But yeah, it was like I said, the match was what it needed to be. It was it was a fun little showing to exhibit both Trick's popularity with Sammy's just constant annoyance of Trick, and the story was told. It was great. We had the street fight demon Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. I completely forgot how much I miss the alter ego of Finn Balor. I enjoy the demon. I like the demon. I wish we had more demon in the past, but I'm glad. Um, yeah, I just had a great time with it, and I hope they do better protecting the demon gimmick in the future if they're gonna keep using it. Because Vince McMahon did nothing to protect that gimmick and just basically screwed Balor. Like it neutered Balor, honestly, for a good while. Um, yeah. I was this match overall was what pretty much what it had to be. I just Dom Mysterio is just he can put on great, enjoyable, like fun, like creatively and just like though just given the way he presents himself, he could put on some enjoyable moments. But like Dom, I think Dom's weakest facet is matches that involve foreign objects. I just don't. He's not much a of a. I think he's a little out of his element when he has to really like man up and be like fighting in street fights, hardcore matches, stuff like that. He seems a little reluctant and like he's a little taken out of his element. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone else sees that. I That's what I kind of see. I see little baby boy Dom trying to like swing a chair. I don't know. But yeah, the demon was intense the entire match, going after Dom. I had a Yeah, they Balor shotgun drop kick while Dom had a chair around his neck. That was badass. It looks sick. Um, but yeah. Anyways, overall, like I said, the match wasn't that bad. It's just so weird seeing Dom in a match with like where anything goes and there's weapons everywhere. He just looks a little out of his element. But the match did deliver. It was still enjoyable. Um, and I had fun with it. Like it's fun to see Finn Balor. I'm marking out. It's great. I love that alter ego. Wish there was more of that shit. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. Um, this match was better than it had any right being. I expected this match to suck, and Rhea just getting a 5-minute win and moving on. No, this match was actually way better than it had any right being. And yeah, Jay Cargill actually did the one wing angel to Rhea Ripley, and she made it look good. Like I don't know what happened, but like um yeah. So yeah, she as they said, they Rhea gave Cargill easily her best match in WWE, possibly her entire career. Yeah, agreed. Um, I literally thought Jade was just gonna kind of shit the bed here. No, I think Rhea really made sure that Jade was gonna get through this and have a decent match. Um, I mean, Rhea has had better matches with better opponents, but like for what Jade's willing to be able to bring to the table and how much of a professional Rhea Ripley is, I think we got the best of both worlds here, and it ended up working. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed Rhea Ripley's gear. Like she looked like $1,000,000. Um, did she really say that? I got the championship and I got the girl when she was celebrating with the Io Sky in the ring. I wonder if that's like something they're like teasing, like if her and Eo's like gonna have a relationship, because they've been awfully close in like recent vignette, like in recent backstage like confrontations and stuff like that. Like maybe they're teasing that. Maybe they're teasing that they're kind of like, even though anyone who knows anything knows that they're both married. I think Eo's married. I know she's been with someone for quite some time, but yeah, Rhea's married. So like, I don't know, for them to kind of have like some sort of girl, like some sort of like passionate, like possible like relationship, or like friends with benefits sort of deal. I don't know. I don't know what exactly they're trying to like tease, honestly, with that, but like clearly they're good friends, but like it should, I don't know if it should like, I don't think they need to tease more than that. Let's just hope they yeah, I'm just curious what how much more they're gonna push that, but no. This was like I said, um very enjoyable match. Very enjoyable match. And it's weird saying that about the Jade Cargill match, but it worked out. I enjoyed it, and the good times keep on rolling. Let's move on. Danhausen gets to be on WrestleMania Hausen. Um, but yeah, John Cena comes out, announces the attendance again. Miz and Kit Wilson interrupts them. Um, then basically Danhausen shows up and flanks them with a bunch of mini Danhausens driving the Danhausen mobile. Um, basically, Danhausen did his thing where he showed respect to Cena, and then he basically took out the Miz, took out Kit, and then he unsuccessfully attempts to try to disappear, which made John Cena lose his shit. By the way, he absolutely loved Danhausen. He, I don't know if he really was prepped on who or what he expected from Danhausen, but man, he genuinely was laughing his ass off. He just he was loving every bit of it. Um, but yeah. Anyways, the people here did not like the Danhausen. Um, they so Bleacher Report absolutely hates Danhausen. I love Danhausen. I think Danhausen's great. I enjoyed it. It was hilarious. This whole segment was hilarious. But yeah, anyways, yeah. I think they put, if I remember, I think Bleacher Report, either I saw that someone either quote this on X, or Bleacher Report posted it on X, but I remember seeing this. It's a shame Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, the Kabuki Warriors, and more missed a cameo spot at WrestleMania, but this got decent time. Honestly, given all the skits and the creative that was put into the Miz, Danhausen, Kit Wilson, and all that shit, I'm not surprised they had a segment and it was entertaining. Like, I don't know what Bleacher Report or whoever's working for the Bleacher Report wanted, but yeah, Danhausen is fucking hilarious. But again, there are people who absolutely think Danhausen's a waste of time or just not funny. I have friends who tell me that they can't stand the guy. I think he's hilarious. My girlfriend loves watching him. Like he seems like a pretty cool dude. Like, honestly, a very entertaining segment. I had a great time with it. Bleacher Report is wrong, and that's fine. They could be wrong. Again, let's keep on rolling because the good times have been rolling. the World Heavyweight Championship match, CM Punk Roman Reigns. Now, you told me I expected good shit here, and I was marking out already because of hearing AFI's Mizera Canter um in the CM Punk vignette before his entrance, or as he was doing his entrance. They were showing a vignette as he was doing his like pre-entrance, but it was his old AFI independent theme, and it was awesome hearing that. And then like him coming out to obviously cult of personality. But yeah, this match was it it checked a lot of the boxes off. This match was special. Um for a night where night one for a WrestleMania event where it had a complete lackluster night one and it was garbage in and out, we had a whole good night of wrestling, and then this was like hold my beer. This match was probably one of the best WrestleMania matches I have seen in a long ass time. I think the last time I saw such a good WrestleMania match was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos for the tag titles. I think that was the last time I saw such a good match. Um this match was awesome. I had, I've enjoyed Reigns over the last couple years. I've always been a CM Punk fan. Um, these two did something very special together, and yet maybe they legit maybe not super big into each other, not big fans of one another, but they did business. They take good business. These I would love to see a rematch at some point down the road. If it happens. If it happens. Um but yeah. All the way through this whole match. Trash talk, mind games, constantly just back and forth all the way through, all the way to the end. All the way to the end. They were shit talking and being still showing that hatred between each other all the way to the very end. And it was awesome. Um, just yeah, this was like I said, one of the best WWE matches I have seen in quite some time. And obviously, you know, I've seen a lot of good Punk matches, and yeah, I would have to say easily top five best Punk matches. This has to go up there. Um, yeah. If you are gonna make time to watch any WrestleMania, if you haven't watched it, if you didn't watch or you didn't weren't all that interested, you didn't think the weekend was gonna be worth your time, this is the match to go back and watch because I just I can't say enough good about it. That it I quit. I ended WrestleMania a very happy fan. Just this is how WrestleMania should always be. Let's just put it that way. Um, let's just yeah. I just I at least Bleacher Report agrees with me, but just overall, night two was hands down way better than night one. Just hands down. Like I don't think there was a disappointing match in night two. Like night one was just full of mid to disappointment, and night two was just like bang, like matches that did what needed to be done and bangers all around. Like just yeah, I can't complain. Like night two in Compass was worth watching. Like it was a very enjoyable night. Like, cause oh my god, I could. My girlfriend didn't stop bitching for the longest time after night one. She was like, some of the worst fucking like she didn't. That was like the worst, one of the worst wrestling shows she had to fucking sit through. I think she didn't bitch that much since like WrestlePalooza. Like WrestlePalooza, she hated. Or was it Survivor Series? No, no, it was Survivor Series. She thought Survivor Series was fucking awful. She hated it. And I don't blame her. It was bad. Survivor Series 2025 was bad. Um WrestlePalooza wasn't much better. But yeah, she had been super annoyed with some of these PLEs and whatnot. And she was super happy to finally see something good, and that made her go, I'm glad, because she's been wanting to like experiment, watch more AEW, watch maybe a TNA show, because she's getting sick and tired of these bad WWE PLEs. And it's like, well, it's I'm just glad that um we actually, as a wrestling fan, we just finally got some good all around executed creative that just worked. And a lot of good talent is on this roster. They're gonna shell out, they're gonna deliver. There's gonna be good nights, it's gonna be bad nights, but on this night, nothing could go wrong. Everything worked and everything was great. If it worked, it worked to perfection. If it wasn't just working like it should, it worked to perfection, like the last match. Um, yeah. Um, Not much else to say other than that. Other than I'm looking forward to seeing what we're gonna get the future. Roman Reigns declaring that he's gonna be around all summer long. Who knows what that means exactly? But we got Jacob Fatu already stepping up to Roman Reigns for shot the title. Don't know if that's a backlash thing or when we're going to see that, but it's interesting. We're seeing some intercontinental madness with the men. Um, Hopefully, we see more Paige and kind of. Honestly, I basically want to see Paige just like light up the entire women's division. I mean, she's still young enough. She's got the look. She's hot. Like I said, she's a hot commodity and she's got personality. I want to see her just go nuts with the women's division, just light it up, kind of like what Becky did years ago. Get kickstart that division, get it going. Um, but yeah, like I'm interested in seeing more Obafemi, Trick Williams, of course, the Elevation. I'm hoping that Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes and some of those guys don't get left in the dust. Um, because Carmelo Hayes is such a good talent, and Ilya Dragunov is one of the most intense wrestlers you'll ever fucking see. And I really hope that they really find their place on the main roster and maybe break that ceiling, that mid card ceiling. I hope so. I hope they do. I hope some of the upper talent decide to take some time off so that this other talent can like flourish. Would be great. Um, Hopefully they decide to figure out what they're gonna do with Cody. 'Cause I'm so tired of seeing Cody on top. I'm not gonna lie. Um, there must be something wrong with Randy because I really fully expected Randy to win the title. He did not, which means they either got something planned for Backlash or Randy's just not able to commit to such a a title reign like that. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah. Like I said, night one, night two. Yeah. Um Thanks for checking this out, guys. Hopefully I can post some more videos in the near future. I don't know what's coming up next. Um as far as PLEs are concerned, it's probably an AEW show, right? Probably, right? I need to get back into following some more AEW and kind of get back on that wagon. So maybe I'll get one of those down the road for people to check out. But of course, uh there's only so much time for so much wrestling, and trying to digest enough of it for this to, you know, be something of a worthy watch for you guys. So um anywho, take care, you guys, and I will catch y'all later.